You won't miss a race, tip, protest, winner or moment on racing.com. And you won't miss a moment if you drink wise.
With Viddora, a mate called me. We'd had a few horses together, including a horse called Goldstone, and he called and said, we're all getting into this horse, but it's going to be trained in South Australia, so you've got to be up for it if that's the case. And I said, oh, look, Justin, I just don't think I need another horse, having had a bad run in ownership. And got off the phone and was talking to my wife, Nancy, and she said, well, at least find out it's breeding. So I texted Justin and he said, and I'm invincible. And it was around the time that Brazen Bow had just been successful, and I knew the breed well, and I thought they were underrated. So I texted back, I'm in.
The Moir Stakes for 2017, $500,000 up for grabs. Can Joe Bowditch get his first Group 1 for 13 years on number 10, Viddora?
She's a really good-looking mare. She's got plenty of size, nice, powerful hindquarter on her as well.
Joe and Lloyd had done all of their homework for both years. Viddora was the type of horse that liked to get back in her races. She wanted to see the horses that she was going to potentially pass, and for her to be where she was in the run on a red hot leaders track, we were just hoping that she'd find that gap in the run. And when it came, it was just a little bit too late for her. She'd had one too many bumps, but she's hit the front, and then she just couldn't sustain the run against She Will Reign down the outside with a 3-year-old's weight.
She will reign! She will reign! Flying through Viddora! Viddora from nowhere, and She Will Reign in a great finish to the Moir.
It was really tough at the time. I made the vital error of standing 10 metres past the post, and it looked like we'd won by a neck, not been beaten in there.
Viddora has flashed out a late. There was nothing in it when they hit the line, but She Will Reign has lifted.
Viddora was runner-up in this race last year. This has been a Group 1 for 5 years. 4 of the 5 winners have been first up from a spill. That's the recipe for Viddora.
In the second year, it was a different scenario altogether, different field structure, and they didn't want Nature Strip to be able to get away on them. And Lloyd and Joe knew that they had a bunny to chase, but they didn't want to be too far away from him, so they decided to come off heels, have her further into the race a lot earlier. And when she came off heels and went around them, none of us expected that it would be as devastating as it was.
Viddora moves up, Brave Smash late, Viddora in front. Unlucky last year, she's the hero tonight, Viddora. Races home and wins the Moir from Brave Smash.
I made sure that I was standing on the finishing post, right level with where the photo would be taken. The next error I'd made was jumping up and down so heavily that the blood left my little brain, and my vision went white, and it was only the fact that I had people so close to me left and right that I stayed upright. Having been involved and interested in racing since I was 13, to reach the pinnacle of a Group 1 win was just extraordinary, particularly in Melbourne. We'd already had the Group 1 win in the Winterbottom in Perth, but to have that on your home turf, there's nothing like it with all of your friends on grand final eve.